Thank you for the ad and all the useful information. I'm on week 3 of the protocol and doing 2 scoops in the morning and evening before dinner and on an empty stomach. Yeah, wonderful. Well done. Halo, what a beautiful name. I was always pretty regular, but now I've noticed a slowing with age due to menopause. I suffer from fatigue, pain sensitivity, and still can't shift weight. I'm now a bit too regular on the fibre and was concerned about the night dose disturbing my sleep, as I have to get up to go several times. Last night was particularly bad, making me wonder if my transition too fast for nutrient absorption from my food. Um, it says transition there, but I think she means transit. So last night was particularly bad, making me wonder if my transit is too fast for nutrient absorption from my food. I've noticed some parasites, and I've also noted at night at least one stool will be like a clag glue. Not sure if it's mucus or psyllium husk. I've been adding trace minerals to my water. I've been feeling dehydrated in spite of drinking a lot. I'm also getting headaches, however, I'm a chronic migraine sufferer. On the upside, since going on Qenda, my blood pressure has normalised. Fantastic news. Halo. Interested in your thoughts, James, especially the night problem. Yeah, right, let's get into this, Halo. So, does it say? Oh, so you're on week 3. So you're 2 weeks in. You've done at least 1 week of 2 scoops twice a day, and now you're on basically your second week of 2 scoops twice a day because you're on week 3. Yeah, you notice it's shifting stuff out. Yeah, you say you have to go several times. So basically, obviously, you said the Qenda's clearing out parasites. You can see parasites coming out, so that's fantastic. And the good news is you're not going to be at this stage forever. So if you stay on the 2 scoops twice a day, you're going to get past this initial really big detox clear out stage sooner, which is great. With your before you have your second serving, you may be having it before your evening meal. And some people prefer to have their evening meal and then wait till they've got an empty stomach later that evening before they have the Qenda. That can be a simple little shift around that can help them sleep a bit longer through the night, because then the Qenda doesn't start kicking in as much till the morning. But obviously, you're seeing parasites coming out, you can see it working, so it's just the initial detox stage that's really clearing you out. So I'm very sure if you just continued with that, you'll get past this stage. But further to that, what you can do right now while you're still on the 2 scoops twice a day is the colonic massage. I've done some videos on this and I mentioned it previously. What you do, you just follow round where your large intestine is. Obviously, it goes from the bottom right of your, so it goes from the bottom right of your abdomen up to the bottom right of your ribs, along to the bottom left of your ribs, and then down the left hand side up to the belly button and then back down. So what you can actually do is do a colonic massage all the way around here, really digging in your muscles, and then when you find somewhere where you really where it hurts a little bit, you get that pushed along. Oh. And what you do there with the colonic massage, you're actually pushing along all the stool that's got stuck. So what the colonic massage does is it can turn like 3 bowel movements into 1, because obviously when you're in this detox stage, your body's just flushing stuff out. So you want to make sure when you go to the toilet, you're actually fully emptying when you go to the toilet. So that should stop you having to go to the toilet several times a night. So the colonic massage, you can even lay on your back, like lay on the bed on your back, just put your feet up towards your hips so your knees are up at right angles like that. You'll lay flat on your back and do the colonic massage. You can also just do it when you're on the toilet. And then also deep belly breathing. Deep belly breathing, like not pushing and straining, but just deep belly diaphragm breathing. It moves the diaphragm up and down, and that allows you to, it creates peristalsis. It contracts the muscles of the intestines, and it allows the stool to move along in your intestines. So yeah, colonic massage, deep belly breathing when you're on the toilet, and then also getting a toilet stool. If you just Google squatty potty, when you're on the toilet, that just elevates your feet and your knees, so you're in natural squatting position when you're on the toilet. So deep belly breathing, colonic massage, and like a squatty potty, aka a toilet stool, are great things to making sure that you fully empty when you've gone to the toilet, so you don't need to go back to the toilet like 10 minutes later or an hour later because you've got everything out. What I find is sometimes I go to the toilet and then I've still got stuff in this side of my intestines, and I can like at the start of my colon, so I can massage it round and move it around, and that really helped me when I was having a lot of bowel movements when I first started on the Qenda, or if I ever get really run down because it hits me in my guts as well. Worrying about nutrient absorption. The good news is the nutrient absorption of your food's actually absorbed in the small intestine. Obviously, your digestive system goes mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, which is like 27 foot long, like the length of a tennis court, I think, or the width of a tennis court. It's 27 foot long. So basically, the small intestine is where the food gets broken down and digested, and then the large intestine, which comes afterwards, is what absorbs the water in the stool. Obviously, with you saying you're getting up at night and going to the toilet more, what's happening is even though your body's absorbing your body will be absorbing the nutrients from your food, absolutely. Like even if and a good way of telling that is as long as your food's like digested when it comes out. If your food's not digested when it comes out into the toilet, ask yourself if you're actually chewing your food properly, because if you're not chewing your food and breaking it down in your mouth, it's never going to be able to fully break down and digest in your stomach. So assuming that you're chewing your food properly, and not seeing like undigested food coming out in the toilet, you know. So if you're chewing your food properly, and when the stool comes out, it doesn't look like food, it looks like stool, you know that the food's been digested. What I'm saying is the food gets digested in the small intestine, and then it's the large intestine which comes afterwards, which absorbs the water from the stool. But if you're cleansing out parasites with the Qenda, like you said you are, your body is prioritizing removing the parasites and the toxins rather than absorbing the water from the stool. And that happens in the large intestine. So the digestion is very likely still happening in the small intestine. It's just the fact that in the large intestine, your intestines are like, get these toxins out of my body. These parasites have been in there long enough, so it's got the opportunity to flush them out, rather than trying to absorb the water from the stool. Because if you do that, then when you absorb the water from the stool, you can actually reabsorb the parasites and the toxins that your body's just flushed out with a Qenda. So hopefully that makes sense. So as long as it looks digested when it comes out, it doesn't have to be a solid stool, but as long as it doesn't look exactly the same as it went in when it comes out, you know it's digested. So like I said, continue on the 2 scoops twice a day. Check your stool, because you can see how much your food's getting digested. And yeah, if you can see food coming out that you've eaten previously, yeah, time it. Like, make sure the food's not going through your body in like 2 or 3 hours. Make sure the food's getting adequately digested. Yeah, anything over 5 hours really is enough to digest food to a certain level. But obviously it depends on your transit time. But yeah, if food's going through you in 10 minutes, obviously it's not getting digested. But if you've had eggs on toast for your breakfast and you see a little bit of egg white in the toilet that you haven't chewed up, like 8 hours later, you know it's took 8 hours to come through your body, so then it's got digested. That's how I'll put it really simply anyway. So let me just go over your question and make sure I've answered everything for you, Halo. And yeah, I know you said you're going through the menopause now, or been through the menopause, and I've heard from a lot of women that the Qenda helps with menopause symptoms. And what I really believe, obviously, because it's balancing out the body and all the rest of it, but then skullcap, one of the ingredients in Qenda, I've just realised my screen's wobbling as I'm leaning against this. Skullcap, one of the ingredients in Qenda, is really good for PMS symptoms. So that would be really helping with menopause symptoms, if not now, soon. But it's great that you've seen potential mucus coming out. Like you said, it's like glue. At night time, it's like glue. So make sure you're mixing the Qenda in at least 650 ml of water. Um, Obviously, you can put 400 ml or 300, 400 ml of water, 2 scoops, shake it up, drink it, and then wash it down with another 300 to 400 ml of water. I think that's important to ensure the consistency of the Qenda is correct. You said you're drinking more water and you've put minerals in your water. What I recommend putting in your water is electrolytes. I don't have any with me, but I do have I do have some salt with me. It is as simple as just putting like sea salt in your water. In my office, I've always got salt everywhere I am because yeah, salt's important. You can even put it on your finger and then put it on your tongue and let it absorb into your tongue, and then you get the magnesium from the salts. But the reason why I recommend salts is your body needs, if with you saying you feel dehydrated all the time, for your body to absorb water, it needs sodium. So whenever you're hydrating yourself, and if you're drinking lots of water without electrolytes, which are like sodium, calcium, and magnesium, if you haven't got those in there, you're not actually going to properly absorb water. So you can, if you don't want to buy electrolytes, which are pretty cheap, you can just put a pinch of salt in your water and drink that, and that'll actually hydrate you a lot more. Obviously, putting minerals in your water is great, but make sure you're actually putting sodium in your water. Obviously, not table salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, yeah, Celtic sea salt. Yeah, they're all good sources. And that you need the sodium to absorb the water. So if you're saying you feel dehydrated, make sure you're putting the sodium in your water, and then you can tell if you're doing that, or putting electrolytes in your water, either salt in your water, not table salt, or electrolytes in your water. If you're doing that, you can just check on your colour of your urine to see if you're adequately hydrated. When you add more fibre into your diet, you do need to add more water into your diet. So yeah, make sure you're having a minimum of like 2 litres of water a day, really. That's about right for like minimum like 1.5 to 2 litres of water per body weight. Everybody's bodies are different, and it depends how much fruit and other hydration sources you're getting and how hydrating your meals are and stuff like that. But water, put some salt in it, that'll hydrate you a lot more. Make sure you're putting enough water in your Qenda to make sure it doesn't, so it's the right consistency of jelly. And it's great that your blood pressure's gone down. Yeah, and like I said, if you separate your eating times and your hydration times, I'm sure that will really help with the acid reflux.